What's up, world? How's everybody doing today, tonight, tomorrow? As I always say, whatever time, realm, dimension you're living in, I hope you're doing great, feeling blessed, no stress. Well, getting ready for the party. Going on vacation soon, y'all. Next week, I'm going to be gone, going up to Carolina. It's for a wedding, though. Yeah, going for a wedding. Haven't had a vacation since 2004, and I'm going to a wedding, but hopefully I'll get to go hiking at least one day up there. It's beautiful up that way. I used to do a lot of hiking up there on the Appalachian Trail. I've done 3/4 of that damn thing. Maybe one day I'll finish the whole thing, but a lot of it's been done. I did the stretch all through there anyways. That's another day. We'll talk about that BS. But it is beautiful up there. Anybody lives up there, man, you guys, that's God's country. That's some beautiful stuff up there. So let's get to it. I've been noticing something, and guys, I know some of you are going to be watching this, probably going to do, what's your point? What's your point? And I don't quite know, really. All I know is, it seems like lately, I'm noticing this uptick. I'm noticing, damn, out the wazoo information when it comes to this subject. And I'm sure some of you right now, if I was to give you 2 seconds to guess which subject, what do you think? Not false flags? Nope. It's not like that kind of deal. Alright, time's up. Guys, the whole alien, the whole UFO, NASA, all this stuff, it's just like blown up. And I don't know if this is just government messing with us or feeding us the truth and then, you know, letting conspirators or people doing reverse psychology stuff. You never know how this stuff works and how they do things. All I know is, I know damn well they have plans, they have agendas, and things don't just happen for some coincidence or no reason. There's always some reason they do things. There's not much information that gets out that they don't really want us to know, unfortunately. When we look at everything from TV to movies, to articles, by God, probably 3 articles were just written while I'm saying this. I mean, it's like every day I see stuff, you know, alien this, or possible technology here, and this and that, and UFO sightings, woo, everywhere. I mean, you just go and you look at, like, NASA recently, all the stuff that Not Always a Straight Answer has come out and said, which they constantly come out and feed us BS all the time, and you never get a straight answer. But you look at everything from them announcing new planets, Earth-like planets. It used to be this whole deal like, oh, you know, are there any Earth-like planets out there? And now it's like, each week we got more. They're just like a dime a dozen now. Go to the market and get some Earth-like planets. We just had 10 more discovered. The whole deal with, like, Planet 9. You know, as we called it, you know, Planet X and you know, all this kind of stuff, the whole Zachariah deal. And now they're saying, yeah, you guys were right. You're not crazy. Take the tinfoil hat off. You guys are okay. And then take it a step further now. Now they're saying not only that, but damn, we got Planet 10 now. Some are even saying that this thing has its own little system around it, and it's coming this way, and it's come through the Kuiper Belt, and it's knocking shit at us like a bowling ball. And that could be why we have this uptick of fireballs in the sky every night. We're seeing much more, and I know I've been seeing a lot. And it's not just little wish upon a star stuff. It's like, whoom, sky lights up kind of deal. You know, there's no telling what's going to happen, though. We hear information like these planets right now are affecting other planets, as far as like Mars having global warming and things like that, that these planets could gravitational pull on things, you know, they could rip and tug at other planets. Could be why Yellowstone's starting to blah, 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 blah. But it just amazes me that now we admit all this stuff. We've even heard rumors of there being a binary twin here. Most solar systems, like 93% of solar systems, are binary systems, meaning there's 2 suns, not just one. It's very rare to have 1 sun, more than it is to have 2. We even have NASA talking about some of these moons and planets that are right in our own space backyard as the crow flies, that this alien life we've been looking for is right there. Maybe it's a single-celled organism or something simple, but it could be right here, that it's closer than we think. Along with that, you're also having scientists say things like, our DNA has possibly been tampered with, that there's evidence that there's some kind of, that these alien things can affect us in certain ways, alien organisms. I mean, even down to like being bit by a mosquito, that it can rewrite DNA, but somehow they've related it to space and this and that, kind of getting in this whole Anunnaki thing, which I don't know if you've looked into that, but with all these planets showing up, kind of makes you wonder if these people had stuff figured out way before we did. Seem to be a lot smarter. I mean, we just go down the list. We look at things like WikiLeaks and the information they've released recently, all the stuff they said about our government, basically working with aliens for God knows how long, that we're just on this first name basis, like they're having them over for dinner. Then you move on down and you look at people like Elon Musk and starting SpaceX and saying how we're going to colonize space, or we're going to go out here and do all this stuff. And then one step further, you talk about Robert Bigelow, the billionaire. On 60 Minutes, he goes on there and he's, this is a guy that works with NASA and the government, Air Force, you name it. And he's saying, yeah, aliens exist, that he's worked with these people and he knows that they're here. And they're like, should you be saying this? He's like, I don't care, they're here. I've spent millions on it and I know that they're here. I mean, what do these people know that we don't know? Are they just trying to drip feed us? Are they trying to lead us one way when something else is really going on? It really makes you wonder. We look at things like Anonymous now coming out, and they're saying that NASA is going to release this treasure trove, or the whole disclosure thing on aliens, and they're going to announce they're here. Now, is it some kind of little simple alien, or are they going to spill the beans and really say what's out there? I know a lot of you believe in flat earth, and some of you believe in the round earth. I'm a rounder, and I think there's a universe out there. I mean, call them what you will, interdimensional beings, aliens, whatever, UFOs, this, that. You can't deny. I mean, if you do, hey, more power to you. But I've seen things up there. You can look on some of my earlier videos. This is stuff that I filmed that I can't explain, other people can't explain. The world, I have this hard time believing that it's that small. Now, will we ever find out the truth? Unless they come down here and tell us for themselves, I don't know if we ever would. But now with Anonymous saying all these things, you just got to wonder, like, is this really going to happen? Sometimes we never know if it's the real Anonymous or just some other hack, putting Anonymous up on their page. You never know these days. I mean, we go down with all the stuff we see all the time, from sightings everywhere, TR3Bs, you name it, this and that. Now, all over YouTube, all over articles and TV, you're seeing this damn Peru thing, this alien. They found this mummified three-fingered alien, and I'm not doing Masonic signs, I mean like three-fingered alien. This joker supposedly is not human. They're doing testing on it now, but the problem is the people who found this thing, I gotta wonder, because they're the ones that brought us that little evil-looking fairy, and they have a bad track record. That thing turned out to be fake, and so I don't know how I feel about that one. But that takes me back like a couple years ago with Dr. Stephen Greer, and you look at this little 7-inch thing that they found in Chile, this little alien thing, and they put it through the whole gauntlet of testing. And my God, if that thing's fake, they're damn good at what they do, because it fooled a lot of people. A lot of very smart people got fooled on that one. That thing looks real. If you haven't seen it, look up Dr. Stephen Greer 7-inch alien, and you'll probably get 1,000 videos on it. It's pretty cool if you haven't seen it. Now, going on these world sightings, actually, let's go back to Dr. Stephen Greer for a second, because this kind of really is somewhat of why I'm talking about all this. Now, Dr. Stephen Greer said a long while back in 53 or 56, somewhere in there, that these groups had come together, all these kind of shadow government, New World Orders, Illuminati, whatever you want to call them. These people basically wrote out the plan, wrote the script out for this illusional reality we live in. They wrote the script for wars. They wrote the script for everything imaginable. That everything we see has already been planned out. All these wars, all these terrorists, all these guys. And the last thing on the list that they were going to do was the fake alien attack. The attack from above. We go back to Reagan back in the 80s talking about, dream of a world where an alien force, and we all put our differences aside because E.T. comes down here and he don't want a phone home, and Mandela effect, quit messing with E.T. phone home. It's not E.T. home phone. That's ridiculous, but that's another subject. Reagan pushed that whole one world order with this alien force coming down, how we would put our differences aside, religion aside, and we see the way religion's being broken up now. We see the way that they're really trying to bring everybody together for this one controlled world. And it makes me wonder, with all these things we're seeing pushed, what's going on? They're constantly pushing these things in our face, from movies to TV. And you notice in the movies, it's always something evil. Always an attack from above. Oh, the sky is falling. It's always some evil alien. The ETs are gone unless you're watching a kids movie. Everything else is like, I want to kill you. It's just horrible. I mean, there is no nice aliens out there. And I got to think, if something had that kind of technology and that kind of ability, it wouldn't just be like me holding my foot above an ant forever. I'd crush the ant. Why would I wait? If they wanted us gone, you hear guys like Stephen Hawking say if they ever came here, we'd be in trouble, it'd be the end of the world. I don't believe that. I believe they would have already done it. I think a couple of their ships with that kind of technology could take us out, but then you have to wonder with our technology, our re-engineered technology, the 0-point energy that we probably have gained. These TR-3Bs flying around everywhere. This X-37B going all around doing Lord knows what around the Earth for the past couple of years. I mean, the world sightings have ramped up. Now, granted, probably 98% of what you see out there in all these sightings is probably all re-engineered government technology. From which governments, from where they got the technology, we don't know. I mean, we can assume, and I assume it's from up there, but we just don't know. And now we see Republicans and Democrats in Air Force. Now, when I say Republicans and Democrats, that's a hard thing to gather or fathom, because they're coming together, holding hands in front of the curtain. We know they're behind the curtains doing weird, kinky, get the GIMP stuff, and GIMP's in the box kind of deal. But now they're in front of the curtain, holding hands, and they've started this new joint task force with the Air Force. It's supposed to be done by 2019, even though they can't get a road or a bridge done in that kind of time frame, but they'll have this done and up and running, called the Space Corps. Yes, the Space Corps. Yeah. So nobody really knows exactly what this Space Corps thing is. It is, Trump or Obama started this meteor and asteroid defense thing a while back, this watch out group. And some people think it has to do with that, possibly. And then others think that this is a whole, kind of satellite defense unit or system. And then others even think, well, and they have good reason, because there was a statement or a little kind of quote released by the Air Force. And it kind of gives this innuendo, this hinting of, it's like the ET protection force, that we need to be worried about anything and everything from space, not just this or that. It kind of gives you that feeling like they're kind of throwing in your face like, hey, we need to look out for up above, what's coming from space. What do they know that we don't? Or what are they planning to finally do? We look at things, the technology they have, they never tell us. We look at the way they use the MK Ultra stuff, and I say that, we're programmed every day without even knowing it. We're programmed with all these movies and TV and all this kind of stuff from a young child all the way up. We're programmed and we don't even know it. Like, we think of ET, and a lot of people think of this thing, and we don't know what's coming next. We had Reagan started. We have this thing with Dr. Greer saying these groups. They did everything on that list. The only thing left is the attack from above. And by God, they have the technology to do it. They've already brainwashed the whole world. I mean, all you would have to do is fly a TR-3B over Yankee Stadium, park it right there, and have Zorad, we've come for your women or something, and everybody would freak out. Everybody would give over their rights like that. They wouldn't think twice. Save us, Chicken Little, the sky is falling. And that's how they want you to think. They want you to panic like that. It worries me how quickly people would just accept something and not question it at all if mainstream and the government tells them it's this, and not say, wait, I want to see who's flying that ship. Not only that, I mean, we look at the chemtrails they're putting everywhere. Either they're terraforming this place, or they're building a giant projector screen with all the particles up there. They could easily do that. Back in in the first Iraq war. They were going to make Jesus appear in the sky to all the soldiers, the Iraqi soldiers, and they were going to freak out and, oh, it's Jesus, put down their arms, but they didn't do that. But it's been released that they said they would. There's so many things. I mean, we look at Project Bluebeam. It's constantly talked about. We see things happening all the time that could possibly be that. So much going on. So much of a controlled, programmed public. The sheeple. You know, they'll deny UFOs exist up and down. Up and down. By God, if they made something appear in that sky and mainstream said it was this and the government said it was this, they would accept it just like that. They wouldn't question it. You know, they'd go back to Reagan. Oh, Reagan said it. He knew. We better just join up with everybody. Forget religion. Forget this. The sky's falling. Don't be so quick. Now, I believe they exist. I believe there's more out there than we know. The only thing I keep asking myself with this group recently, this Space Corps group starting up, all these things going on, I mean, you just go down the list and add up everything. You can't help but to wonder, is something going to happen soon? We have that eclipse. It'd be a great time for them to do some fake thing. You never know. I keep questioning every day what's going to happen next. Are we just going to wake up one day and Zorad's and we've come to take over your country. Ah. I don't know, people. All I can say is, you know, like I said in the beginning, there may not be an exact point to this, but think about everything going on. Put it all together yourselves, and you'd have to wonder, what is the next step they take? That was a big bolt of lightning, and I think the screen flashed. That was crazy. Anyways, guys, I better go get under some safe cover. I'll holler at y'all later. I know that's a lot to take in, and I'm not wearing tinfoil underneath here. I'm just wondering what the hell's going on. Anyways, as always, thank you from the bottom of where my heart used to be. As always, guys, y'all stay blessed. Y'all stay incredible. Keep your eyes up there in the sky. You never know what's real or fake. See ya.